When you think about dentistry in the next 3 to 5 years, what are you most excited about?
Well, I'm excited about the technology out there to make our jobs a little easier. Just for example, full arches and how the technology has changed it so that it's easier to do these things in a faster way, easier for the patients, more convenient, and accuracy. So in that sense, technology has really made my job a lot easier from a surgeon's perspective. Also, I think the cone beam CTs, all the new things that we can use now for making our lives for diagnostic, AI is amazing. I mean, to me, it's going to change everything.
Yeah.
From an AI will make our diagnosis, things that we may miss on X-rays, we can actually have AI kind of look at these things. So yeah, I'm really excited.
John Stamper. We are here. It is Dykema 2025, and this is a kind of like a unique episode of the Zero Balance podcast. I had the opportunity yesterday to spend time with so many of the great leaders that are here and kind of get their insight on where they are in dentistry. And yes, we did touch a little bit on revenue cycle management. Obviously, the QuantaSuite team is focusing on helping dental practices, dental groups when it comes to making the payment process easier. So, but we're here today, as you can see the show is going on, and I'm very excited to be with Terry Burns and also their chief medical officer, Dr. Joseph
Arzadon.
Thank you. How you doing, gentlemen?
Great.
Very good.
Thanks for having us, John. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. How's the event been so far?
Absolutely amazing. I would say this is probably one of the best years that I've been. I've been at 5 Dykemas now, and so far it's just hands down the best one.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
All right, so let's start with a little bit about what you all do. Your group, I mean, I love the idea, like you talk about you got the clinics, you got the med spa, so it's very unique kind of in this space. And just let's kind of start there, and then we'll kind of get into some of the other things like on RCM and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So as you did mention, we are specialty oral surgery. As it goes into, oral surgeons are typically aesthetically inclined from the neck up. So Dr. Arzadon here is also plastics as well. So we have 3 med spas that tie to that. And it's just it's a great model, and it's evolving, as you know, and so it's a big market that we're trying to break into right now.
Yeah, and on the medical side, the clinical side,
Sure.
What has it been like for you to not kind of work with what would be one practice, but think about all of those practices in an effort to be able to, have a standard of care and things like that?
Yeah, I think one of the challenges is trying to standardize the care in all the offices and how the patients are treated, and of course getting the right workflow for all our patients.
Yeah.
So the challenges would be just to get all our staff in the same page, and so far with what we're doing, it's been helping.
Awesome. So I thought it was unique to kind of have the both of you because you're looking at things through the business lens, right? And then obviously on the clinical side, what are some of the things as you look to scale and build this hub and spoke model that are important on the patient side, especially around payments and revenue cycle management, which is that if that AR increases, makes it harder and harder, I would imagine, for you to continue to grow because there could be some concerns there.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we've noticed is that patient journey is so important, and the patients now come in with such a different expectation that they've never had come in before. They want consumerism in medicine now. And so that's important for us to think about when we're looking at scaling. And there's got to be technologies out there, and it's evolving so rapidly that we need to begin to look at how are we going to leverage technology to create that patient experience, not only past the clinical, and then scale, because we do need to capture that revenue. And a part of healthcare that's always missed is the business side of it. And as a provider, he never really had to think about that. And so that's why it's such a good blend for what we have. But it's very important to think about what that patient experience is and how we can improve that beyond just a clinical care.
Well, like we were talking, when you think about today's patient/consumer, they're utilizing digital for their payments and so many other businesses that we all work with. And so it feels like there's this expectation now in the practice that the practices are going to have that same frictionless process as well.
You're right. They want ease of payment. They want Apple Pay. They want text communication. It's just whatever's at their hands, which is basically their phones today. So we have to have that fast communication to the patients when they walk out. And also with RCM, it's how fast can you capture that money? Because as you mentioned, as it ages, it becomes more difficult to capture, and you have that outstanding AR there. So how do we, as the business leaders of the group, solve that problem as well?
So I've been in dentistry about 21 years, and I think about you on the clinical side. You do all the work to just get them into the practice, right? And then to share with them the treatment that they need, get them to accept that treatment, and then when they do, they kind of go through that whole process. And like we were saying, if they get all the way there and the payment process is sticky, or whatever the case may be, I feel sometimes like all the work that you do on the clinical side, which is not always easy, right, to move patients forward to help them get the care that they need. That's why I think this is so important.
Yeah.
So let me talk about that. Like, I guess knowing from your perspective as the provider and the clinician, that you know that once they get the treatment done, that they're going to be able to be handled on the financial side as long as there's a system that's seamless.
Yeah, absolutely. My focus really is to give the best surgical care possible, to explain to them what they're having done, and make sure the patient understands what they're going to have to go through. That's my focus. And of course, I want to make it so seamless for them also, to make it affordable, and to hand them off to somebody who can explain those to them in a very nice, easy, understandable way. And that's why we're trying to create something like this.
Yeah. That. And so from your vantage point, when you're vetting out companies and technology, like you mentioned, there's a lot of them out there now. And they are finding ways to help you solve the problems with this on the RCM side. Talk a little bit about kind of your initial thoughts on Quanta and kind of what you see there, and how you think it could help as you scale.
Yeah, well, the number one thing I always look at is partnership, because you have so many vendors, as you just mentioned, and what does that look like? I've heard of a love them and leave them approach, and that happens a lot. So part of that evaluation process is, what does it look like when I'm being courted, we'll call it, through that process, which at first when they approached me, I wasn't really, I'm good, life is easy. But what I'm going to start looking at is, what does that process look like? How does it integrate to our tech stack? How does that interface with the patients? How is it going to make my team's life easier as well? Because it all reads together. And then also, what type of support am I going to get from my team at the end of the day? So I don't want my team to come to me and say, you made a bad decision here. So I let my team evaluate, my team decide, they come to me, we talk about it together. But that's what Quanta was really opened my eyes to, of like, they just seem very welcome. They have a lot of different solutions across that patient experience on that revenue piece. So that's why we're starting that evaluation process now.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I'm glad you mentioned the team part. I've seen this for years, right? You get excited as a clinician, you go to a show, you bring a new technology into the office. Absolutely. Sometimes it ends up in the closet, right? The old dread, like the doctor closet.
We know that.
Or you get excited about it, and like you mentioned, the team doesn't understand how to implement it. And so it really has got to that point, right? Because they're going to be the ones a lot of times using these software platforms. You don't want them to be overwhelmed.
Right. So, yeah, you're right. Yeah. The idea that I have is I'm the tip of the spear. I know what I see the problems. I hear the problems from our team leaders, and then I have to help define how to solve that problem, but then give them the tools to go out and figure out what's the best solution for them. Because it's not going to be in my hands, it's going to be in their hands. So that's always important to me, is to make sure the team is always involved, and I think it really drives our culture.
Two last questions. When you think about dentistry in the next 3 to 5 years, what are you most excited about?
Oh, I'm excited about the technology out there to make our jobs a little easier. Just, for example, full arches, and how the technology has changed it so that it's easier to do these things in a faster way, easier for the patients, more convenient, and accuracy. So in that sense, technology has really made my job a lot easier from a surgeon's perspective. Also, I think the cone beam CTs, all the new things that we can use now for making our lives for diagnostic, AI is amazing. I mean, to me, it's going to change everything. From an AI, AI will make our diagnosis, things that we may miss on X-rays. We can actually have AI kind of look at these things. So yeah, I'm really excited.
You finally have a dashboard when you share with the patient that they've got to get work done.
Yep.
And they're like, do I really need to? Like they're getting their car work done. You can say, hey, listen, right? I mean, I have a second set of eyes.
Yes.
And you've got that confidence. So I know that for you, obviously growing this organization to provide more care is a big goal of yours. What are you most excited about when you look out in the next 3 to 5 years?
So I have a technology side of that I love technology, and dentistry has always lagged in that technology space in the healthcare world. And two things that I really like is I like the patients are becoming more educated about how oral health impacts systemically their entire body. So they're taking it much more seriously now than they ever have before. And I think that is tied to the technology that's out there. And then also, how is dentistry going to adopt the technology that's going to create patient experience that's going to be so seamless that we've never had before? So I'm excited about just creating just an amazing patient experience, leveraging technology and helping our teams grow. I'm elated for that. I cannot wait for all this to play out.
Well, I know the Quanta team really appreciates the two of you kind of sharing your insight, right, on the clinical side, on the business side, and congrats on the growth. It's going to be exciting to watch you guys grow. And what we're going to do next, I know you brought up one of the things on the technology side are membership plans, right? So one of the ways that you can work and start to cater to today's patient is to help them with innovative ways to be able to do that, and the membership plans are a piece of that. So on the next episode, we're going to speak with Megan from Plan Forward.
Yes.
So talk a little bit about like what excites you on just that, specifically that part of membership plans.
Yeah, absolutely. So the reason this really excites me is Dr. Arzadon just recently went fee for service, and understanding that a lot of patients are now realizing that these dental insurance are discounts and they're really worthless. So membership plans give patients the flexibility to actually have a sustained care, continued care at a reasonable price. And it actually something that actually adds value versus a coupon that they get to use all the time. So when talking with Megan, we have clinics that we were going to partner with that we were going to bring her in and leverage that, and then we support those membership plans as a fee-for-service provider as well. So I can't wait for you guys to talk to Megan. She's amazing. I love the Plan Forward team.
I'm glad that you shared that. The reason why I've asked it is because like we're here at this meeting, and actually I was talking to Megan as we were kind of walking up here, just the energy here between the companies and the groups themselves of both sides really wanted to work together, figure out like what is a good fit, ultimately, to help the patients, as the both of you know. So we're going to talk to Megan. We're going to kind of get her insights, on membership plans and what's been working for her. Gentlemen, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of the conference, and good luck in the future.
Thank you, John. I appreciate your time.
You got it.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.